Our regular council meeting of Wednesday, November 26, 2025. I will now call the meeting to order and we acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. 2.1, approval of today's agenda. The recommended motion is that the agenda be approved as presented. I will make one quick addition to that under 6.3, which will be the discussion about the RCMP lease in Spring Hill. And the other one will be just a footnote that we will, given the fact that we have a couple of ailing members here today, we will move the item number 6.2 will come up directly after major organizational items, just so that we can release those two people, namely Director Cole and Councillor Lee, let them go early today so that they can get home. Okay? Other than that, I have nothing more unless somebody else has something to add to the agenda. I guess, should we add the in-camera at the end? Do you want to put that in there now or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that'll be 6.4 will be a very quick in-camera.
Why don't you make it?
You want 6.4? You want it somewhere else?
7.2?
Yeah. Okay, 7.2 it is. Thank you very much. In-camera.
It's an update on a property matter.
Yep, that's just a quick thing that we have just happened, so we're going to add it in for the day so we can discuss it. So, okay, so the motion now is that the agenda be approved as amended. Moved by Deputy Mayor Gould, second by Councillor Fromm. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded, the motion is carried. Thank you very much. As per the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act, members are required to declare a conflict of interest prior to any discussion on the matter. 2.3, approval of minutes. The recommended motion is that the minutes of the October 29th, 2025 regular council meeting and the minutes of the November 20th, 2025 special council meeting be approved. Moved by Councillor Strong, seconded by Councillor McCormick. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Hearing none, the motion is carried. There is nothing under, sure there is. I was looking at the public hearing thing, one ahead. Business arising, Mr. Harrod.
Thank you, Your Worship. Business arising is at pages 13 and 14 of Council's information package. The first is, page 13 is the business arising from the most recent council meeting on October 29th. And happy to report that all items are complete with the exception of the sale of the lands at Amherst Point to Environment and Climate Change Canada. And it's just a documentation thing. We're waiting for documentation and the agreement on an agreement of purchase and sale with them. We hope to have that complete soon. Stop there and see if there are any questions on those items.
Any questions, anyone? Seeing none, continue on.
The next is at page 14, and these are the ongoing action items. Most are still in progress, or a few are completed. We've abandoned the title search and the public sale offer at 12 Clark Street in Spring Hill, and so we're marking that complete. Demolition order at 191 McGee Street is complete. And the demolition at building at 3276 Highway 2 in Parsboro is complete. The other items are in progress. One relates to the designation of the Swan Creek Protected Wilderness Area, and we're awaiting provincial documentation. Items number 6 and 7 relate to amendments to the public sewers bylaw and the land use bylaw to accommodate the agreement with the town of Amherst, a mutual boundary change, and that is in progress. I'll give an in-camera update on that before the end of the council meeting, and we'll have more to say on that in the coming days for sure. Demolition of building at 1703 Highway 242 in River Hibbert is in progress and I think is imminent. Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Thank you. And the demolition of the building located at 103 Water Street in Pugwash.
Slightly delayed due to the delay in the closing date of the purchase and sale.
So what Mr. Cole said off mic was that there's an agreement of purchase and sale with respect to that property, and so it's just a little bit of a complication, but the demolition will be carried out. So happy to answer any questions that the council might have.
Any questions from anyone? Seeing none, we'll continue on. 2.5, public hearings. There are no public hearings or presentations scheduled for today. There are no strategic priorities issues on the agenda today, nor are there any major organizational items. We will now skip to business issues, 6.2, as I mentioned earlier in the recording, and the final decision regarding the deregistration of the Joggins Volunteer Fire Department. Mr. Harrop, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Your Worship. As council is aware, this has been an ongoing issue for a little bit. A few months ago, pursuant to the Fire Registration Policy and the Municipal Government Act, I declined to renew the registration of the Joggins Fire Department. That decision, in accordance with the policy, is subject to a review by council. That, if requested, the department requested that review, and it was held last Thursday. Council received presentations from both staff, Director Cole, and from the Joggins Fire Department, John Reed, who is here. A very respectful proceeding, I think. We subsequently received correspondence from the Joggins Fire Department, and we had the benefit of Mr. Reed's speaking notes as well, which he agreed to share with us. We're now at there was a motion passed at that meeting to move the final and formal decision to this meeting, and here we are today. If council is so inclined, and if council is inclined to uphold the decision, the motion is drafted for you. And I'll leave that with you. It certainly is the recommendation of the administration, the Chief Administrative Officer, and the Director of Protective Services that the decision not to renew be upheld.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harrop. So the recommended motion is that after reviewing the decision of the CAO in accordance with the Section 8A of the Fire Service Department Registration Policy, Council upholds the decision of the CAO to refuse to renew the registration of the Joggins Volunteer Fire Department as a fire department in accordance with Section 294 of the Municipal Government Act. If someone would like to make that motion. Moved by Councillor Lee, seconded by Councillor Strong. Any comments or discussion on this matter? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor Gould.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I think it's important that we make a couple comments, and I was able to go with Councillor Lee to meet with the fire department a couple days after it was closed, and we had some good conversations, and we listened to what they had to say. We heard our presentation last week from both staff and from the fire department, as well as we received some more information on Monday in response to some of the stuff in the letters from Joggins Fire Department. And I have to say how happy I am, not that I'm happy about having to make a decision, but how happy I am with how respectful both sides have been through this whole process, because it has been a tough decision for everybody. It's tough for that community, and it's tough for staff, and it's tough for us to make this decision. I will, however, be supporting the staff's decision in the vote, but I really want to put a heartfelt thank you out to all the volunteer fire personnel that have worked in that fire station for a lot of years. And if this motion goes through, I sincerely hope that firefighters from that area will apply and continue to support a great community and a great municipality. So I thank them for their service.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Gould. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll now call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you very much. We'll now move back to organizational policy and bylaw items. 5.1, second reading of the Trails Designation Bylaw 25-11. Ally McCormick, Director of Recreation and Community Services, will lead us through this. Welcome, Ally.
Thank you, Worship. Included in your package, you'll find the proposed road trails designation bylaw and 2 maps identifying proposed road trails in the communities of Spring Hill and Parsboro. The road trails designation bylaw was introduced to Council at the October 15th Committee of the Whole meeting. And as previously discussed, under the Province's Road Trails Act, municipalities have the authority to designate sections of municipally owned roads for off-highway vehicle use through a municipal bylaw. And the proposed road trail designation bylaw would designate the following road sections for off-highway vehicle use: In the community of Parsboro, it would be Main Street from community boundary to Western Avenue, Eastern Avenue from community boundary to Main Street, and in Spring Hill, Lagoon Road entire length, McGee Street from Lagoon Road to Harrett Road, Lisgar Street from Lisgar Street Extension to Main Street from Lisgar Street to Church Street, and Junction Road from Highway 142 to North Street. And I'm happy to answer any questions of council.
Thank you very much, Ally. The recommended motion is the council approve second reading of the road trails designation bylaw 25-11. Somebody'd like to make that motion? Moved by Councilor Redmond, seconded by Deputy Mayor Gould. Any comments on any of this or discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask for the vote. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you very much, Ally. 5.2, first reading of the bylaw to amend the LUB 25-12 and bylaw to amend the MPS 25-13 to rezone PID number 25224874, 40 Chapel Street, Spring Hill. Glenn Boone, Director of Development and Planning.
Thank you, Your Worship. Good afternoon, members of council and the public. We're going to change things up today. Kira's going to present. Yay! So, yeah. So it's like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. It's like the Wizard of Oz. I'm going to move back the curtain and you're going to see what really happens behind the scenes. Just before Kira starts, I do want to note that in the package you have, there was a minor edit, and I'm going to speak to that and then let Kira flow with the process and the presentation. So where we were making, this is an MPS change and an LUB change. So when we were doing that, we were going from a residential designation to a commercial. So thus we were thinking commercial. So the word commercial made its way into the proposed zone where it says mixed use commercial in your original package. The motions that are before council now will just say mixed dash use only. And that's the proper designation that is in the land use bylaw. So nothing has changed in content or policy within the presentation. Your worship, you do have an updated amendment, updated and amended motion to read into the record. So everything is aligned with policy and process. Just thought in fairness to Kira, it would be best for me to explain that as well. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking, and I know you find that hard to believe. So, and I will let Kira has been with us for almost 2 years. She's been in many of the presentations with us before, but Kira is our municipal planner and is working towards her certification in CIP. So she's already smarter than me, but she'll be actually certified as a planner under the Canadian Institute of Planners. So part of that work is time for her to do these presentations as well. So thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boone. Welcome, Kira. And I don't have to put any pressure on you, but I think the councilors all have their scorecards ready, so we'll see how it turns out. Go ahead.
I tell you.
I had just a little one, come on. Thank you.
The application before you today is a request for rezoning of the 40 Chapel Street, the former site of the St. John's the Baptist Church. The rezoning would result in a change in zoning from institutional to the mixed-use zone. It would also require a change in designation from the residential designation to the commercial designation. The church was deconsecrated in 2024, and it was deregistered as municipal heritage property. That was driven by the decreasing congregation size as well as the increasing burden that was maintaining the old, large historical property. So that drove them to relocate their worship services and sell the property at 40 Church Street. Now, the current property owner is looking to redevelop the land and retrofit the current building to allow for rental residential units as well as a few commercial rental units. So the applicant is looking to create 14 residential units. They're aiming to have at least 4, but up to 14 of those units they're looking to make affordable. They're also looking to put in some light commercial rental space. Things that the applicant would be looking to put in. It would be something like an office, light local retail. They've also discussed creating art studios for local artisans. So that, all of those uses would be permitted in the mixed-use zone. It'd be permitted through the site plan approval process, which would be another opportunity for adjacent properties to provide feedback on the application, and that would occur at the permitting stage. So as I mentioned, the property, in order for us to redesignate the property to mixed use, it does need to undergo a designation change. Under the current designation, the mixed-use zone would not be permitted, which is why we are suggesting the changing the designation to commercial. Once the designation is changed, it would then be able to be assigned the mixed-use zoning. There is an alternate path to developing this property. The other way this could be developed would be, as opposed to rezoning the property to mixed use, it could be rezoned to multi-unit residential. That would not require an MPS amendment, as the multi-unit zone is permitted in the residential designation. However, the applicant would have to go through a development agreement, as light commercial uses are permitted in the multi-unit zone only through development agreement. So we kind of assessed both paths, and we felt the mixed-use path would be the better path for the applicant to pursue, and that's the one we're recommending, and that's because it provides a lot more flexibility towards the applicant. They're looking to obtain funding from the province, and they're still undergoing that review period. They haven't yet learned how much money they'll be awarded. So based on the level of funding they're awarded, they would be able to scale the construction phasing and design of the units differently to allow for more of the units to be considered affordable. So by doing the site plan agreement, final building plans wouldn't be required until the applicant's actually at the permitting stage. By going through the multi-unit residential path, they would require complete building plans essentially now, because they would have to do it before we consider taking the proposed development agreement to council. So as with any MPS amendment, we held a public information meeting that's required under the MGA, as well as our municipal policy 10-12. That was held on October 21st at the Community Center in Spring Hill. It was duly advertised. An advertisement was placed in the Chronicle Herald for October 7th, and the advertisement was recirculated on the municipal website on October 20th, just before the meeting. We had one member of the public attend the meeting. They were looking to gain more information on the project, as they had heard rumblings about the new ownership, and they wanted to express their desire to see the new building being redeveloped in a way that is respectful and mindful of the previous institutional use. After conversation with the resident, they were very pleased by the level of attention being paid to this proposal. They were both on the property owner and the municipality's side, and they did feel that the proposed new use would be respectful to the previous use. The proposal doesn't have any direct financial implications or costs to the municipalities. Any upgrading that would be required for connecting to our system for the property, that is the responsibility of the property owner and would not be borne by us. As any new development, including renovations and retrofits, the property assessments can increase the potential for new tax revenue. There are no significant environmental concerns or constraints relating to the project. The Director of Public Works has been on site with the proponent and has had some preliminary conversations regarding stormwater management on the site. That is all. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you
And the
very much.
motion's before you.
Thank you very much. The recommended motion is that council approve first reading of bylaw to amend the municipal planning strategy 25-12 to redesignate PID number 25224874, 40 Chapel Street, Spring Hill, from residential to commercial, and bylaw to amend the land use bylaw 25-13 to rezone PID 25224874, 40 Chapel Street, Spring Hill, from institutional zone to mixed use, C-mix zone, and schedule a public hearing. So moved by Councilor Lockhart, seconded by Councilor McCormick. Any comments or discussion on this? Councilor Lockhart, go ahead.
Question, and I don't know if you could answer this, but just curious, when it was a church, would there be any tax money paid on that at the time? Yeah, so we were gaining that big time, thank you. And I just want to say that I've driven up by there several times. They've put some new roof parts on that, looking good, and most people, everybody I've spoke to is very excited about the prospect, especially of having some more housing, so I 100% support this project.
Thank you very much, Councilor Lockhart. Councilor McCormick, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. Excellent job, my dear. You have a very good teacher.
Yep. We have a new high score probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with
Very
the extra
high.
20 minutes?
What's that?
What are we gonna do with the extra 20 minutes?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out something.
Couldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you should look at the last few recordings and reset your timer. But I'm already polishing off my resume because I'm probably going to need it. So.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bill. Anyone else have any comments? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank
done,
you very much, and well
Yes.
done, Kira.
Yeah.
Well done. 6.1, business issues. Divestiture of surplus property. Portion of PID number 25417155, Old Road, in parcel, I'm assuming in Parsboro area. Doesn't say that, but I'm guessing. Go ahead, Mr. Boone.
Not to quote Al Pacino, but just saying, when you thought I was out, they pull you back in, right? So this is pretty straightforward, Your Worship. It was discussed with council in camera. This is the transfer of a portion of the old road right-of-way that we discussed. The information's in your package. Happy to bring this forward because Mr. Meekins is, the adjacent property owner has been looking to buy this parcel for quite some time. He's been very patient. This is, again, a straightforward process for us, but it's allowing several properties here to adjust right-of-ways and get driveways on their individual residential lots. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Mr. McCracken's put up the drawing should there be any questions, but other than that, Your Worship, the motion is before you, and happy to do that. And just want to, again, because sometimes Mr. Meekins does pay attention to the details, and thank him if he happens to be watching for his patience on this matter.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Boone. So the recommended motion is that council declare a portion of PID 25417155 off of Lambs Hill Road surplus to municipal needs, and further direct staff to negotiate a purchase agreement with Douglas Meekins, the abutting landowner, and sell the property at $500 plus transaction costs. Moved by Councillor Strong, seconded by Councillor Lockhart. Any comments or discussion on this motion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Boone. 6.3, RCMP lease in Spring Hill. Mr. Herrick,
Thank you.
back to you.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll be brief. We've had a brief in-camera discussion about this because it relates to municipal property, but here we are in the public meeting to have it considered by council publicly. This relates to space in the lower level of the administrative building in Spring Hill, the former town hall, and it is a 5-year lease with the RCMP for that space. It is similar in most terms to the lease that just expired, and the total amount of the lease is about $52,000 per year, and staff are recommending that council approve it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Herrick. So someone, do you have anything written on the motion there?
That the 5-year lease agreement with the RCMP for space in Spring Hill be approved.
Very good. Somebody be so kind, but Counselor McCormick has made the motion, seconded by Counselor Lockhart.
Before you vote, I think I would add, and that the mayor and CAO be authorized to sign the lease.
There you go, okay, we're good to go then now, okay. Any comments or questions on any of this? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Motion is carried, thank you very much.
Thank you.
7.1, Counselor recognition. First up is Counselor Redmond.
Your mic, Kathy.
Your Honor. Moving up.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's the first, isn't it? I'd like to take this time to recognize Lawson and Bessie Thompson of Westchester, who for 38 years, they have produced jams and jellies from their home. They used to have a U-pick, and they saw the waste, so then they just started making jams and jellies. And you can get them anywhere. I have a sample bottle. You're not getting it because it's one of my favorites, cranberry and wild blueberry jam. Another one is gooseberry jam. You got to look for that. Needless to say, this has been a hit for them, and with their determination and drive, they have gotten these into Sobeys stores. I picked this up on coming from Pugwash at the Country Market. You can get them all over the place, and it's well worth the $4.95. They also have created jobs over the years. Their daughter has worked alongside, as has their granddaughter, Krista, who owns Krusty Bowls. And she is very active with the homeless, plus her little business that she has going. So this is just an example of how a small cottage industry can expand, and their dedication for these years, and they're both in their 80s, just atones to what kind of individuals they are. And I just want to wish them all the best.
Thank you very much, Counselor Redmond. Great story and great people, obviously.
Oh, yeah, had it in the paper too.
Ah, there you go, good deal. Counselor Lockhart.
Thank you, Your Worship. I did email it to somebody. I thought it was Amanda, so somebody's got it. Anyway, I just wanted to congratulate Spring Hill Subway on their recent renovation. And the beautiful renovation they did, nice and bright in there, and they put a lot of hard work, and I just wanted to recognize them for that. And I'd also like to recognize the new business in town, the Social Scoop, which is owned by Brent and Krista McDonald also owns Sociables, and very good ice cream. And even for the time of year, this time of year it's very busy, and they make homemade milkshakes and very reasonable price ice cream and sundaes, and not a place if you're trying to lose some weight to go there, but very want to recognize them for what a great job and putting up a new building completely and brightening up the downtown area a little bit. And lastly, I'd like to wish Joan Fuller a happy 80th birthday. I think it was yesterday was her 80th birthday, and I just wanted to send her birthday wishes out to her. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councilor Lockhart. Anyone else? I'll take a shot. I'd like to acknowledge the hard work and the recent opening of the swinging bridge in Tidnish under the auspices of the TCCA, a great community organization in Tidnish, and I know that the response and the use of the bridge so far has been fantastic. If any of the pictures and notes and things that are on Facebook are to be taken into consideration. So, secondly, I'd like to also congratulate the ADDA. Councilor Strong and I were down there on the weekend and cut the ribbon to open their new library. And, you know, something that went from nothing to something open in less than, or right around the 8-month mark was nothing short of incredible. And they also wanted me to pass along their thanks to us as an organization for our contribution as a municipality to make that project happen. So they were very, very grateful and appreciative of our efforts. So, Councilor Strong?
Turnout, and the highlight of the afternoon was the picture of our mayor with a squashmallow, and it has been trending all over the place. So I just like to thank him for being so supportive of Advocate and the library and the ADDA. Thank you.
There will be signed and framed copies available for anyone liking to purchase one. A small donation to a good cause will get you a signed and framed copy of it. So. Well, again, we need a donation to go with it, so you got to make it good, right? So, Anyway, we're good to go. Anything else, anybody? Now, I need a motion to go in camera. We have to have a very quick in-camera discussion about something that's come up this afternoon, so.
Very brief.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Gould, we are now in camera, and before we talk, we will remove those.
Staff can stay.
Staff can stay.
Just poor old Luke.
Poor old Luke's the only guy that really has to go.
Unless they want to go anyway.
Yeah, if you want to go, you can go, but if you want to stay, you can stay. You'll be well entertained if you stay. Okay, we get it.
Glenn, you get the door?
Somebody's there.
Justin's there?
Justin's got the door. Are we stopping the recording now?